Hey guys, welcome to Treadmill Review Guru. Today we're reviewing the NordicTrack EXP 14i. The EXP Series is the most affordable lineup of treadmills that NordicTrack has to offer, and the 14i is the most premium model in that lineup. It has a lot of similarities to their commercial series, so the 1750 and 2450, but how did it perform for us, and is it worth it? Let's jump in and find out. All right, let's dive into the overall construction on the NordicTrack EXP 14i. The footprint, as it's laid out like this, is roughly 80 inches long, 35 inches wide, and 59.2 inches high. It does fold up, which is a really big game changer, especially if you don't have a lot of space, like for the treadmill to just stay like this. So that deck folds up and locks into place, and it uses an hydraulic assist to be able to give you that assistance when you are lifting that deck and unfolding it. Also, it has transportation wheels, so when it's folded, you can tilt it back to be able to engage those wheels, move it around fairly easily. Something to keep in mind is that it does just have a 300-pound weight capacity. So this is consistent with other treadmills from NordicTrack, and we feel like it will definitely be able to handle users up to that limit. However, if you're over that limit, you're looking for a little bit higher weight capacity, then we recommend checking out some treadmills from Soul. The Soul F80 and F85, for instance, are nice models to check out in case you fall into that category. However, the 300-pound weight limit will definitely work for users up to that limit. The frame is made out of steel, and you have these steel uprights. You also have this steel crossbar that's underneath the storage tray. And we really like seeing this design, especially on a little bit more lower end treadmills. Just helps add to the overall stability, helps keep the console in place so that screen doesn't shake when you're using it or really shake too much. And definitely the steel components help add to the overall stability and how solid the 14i feels. When you're using the motor is a 3.5 continuous horsepower motor, so it can really handle all levels of use and really users of all abilities. It's also the same size as the NordicTrack 1750. However, it's not quite as quiet as the 1750. It goes up to 12 miles per hour, so that should be sufficient for most users. And it inclines up to 12%, and then it declines to -3%, which might not seem like much, but can really add a lot of variety to your training. Can help work your muscles differently, especially in your lower body, and when you're in that decline, it can definitely help strengthen your knees. So that's a really nice option, just adds a lot of variety with the 14i when you're on it. And we did notice that the incline function is just a touch louder than other treadmills that we've tested. It's not super excessive. I'm gonna let you listen to it in that functionality section. We also noticed with the two back adjustable leveling feet, when you're on maybe a specific surface, they can also make a little bit of noise when that deck is inclining and declining. As they kind of glide across, they can kind of make just a little bit of noise. So that's just something to be aware of. But again, noise is definitely not excessive at all on this treadmill. Just wanted to point out those few things. And with the deck is 60 inches long, which in our testing, we've found that to really be an optimal length for all strides, so really all users of all heights. Like our reviewers range from, I'm about 5'1", our tallest reviewer is 6'5", and we're all able to do everything from walk, hike, jog, run, and sprint, and most users will definitely be able to use this treadmill and have enough room lengthwise. It does just have a 20-inch wide deck, which doesn't affect our reviewers when we're testing it, but if you want a little bit more width, you might want to check out the commercial 1750 and 2450. They just give you an extra 2 inches, which can just feel like a little bit more room, especially if you want just a little bit more room width-wise. We did notice compared to the EXP 7i is that this deck is just a little bit higher. It's 9.5 inches, so from the floor all the way up to the top of the side rail here. It's about 9.5 inches, and the 7i is around 8 inches, so just a little bit of difference. And definitely with the deck height, you need to factor that in, especially if you have a lower ceiling, to make sure that you'll be able to use the treadmill and be able to use that incline feature. but getting on and off the deck is pretty easy. Definitely has still a pretty small profile. And with the cushioning, so in our testing, NordicTrack has some of the softest cushioning, so they really offer a nice amount of shock absorption, and the 14i does as well. When you're running, I don't feel that discomfort that I can get on other treadmills that kind of have a lower amount of cushioning and a little bit firmer feel underfoot. The cushioning on the 14i is actually adjustable. So when you fold it up, there's two blue knobs on the back that say soft and firm. And this allows you to change between a firmer surface or a softer surface. To be honest, we didn't notice much of a difference. You might not notice at all, but it is there in case maybe you're super sensitive to cushioning, and you have that option to be able to kind of adjust it the way that you want. But overall, we really like that this one has a nice level of cushioning. And NordicTrack offers a 10-year warranty for the frame, a 2-year warranty for parts, and a 1-year warranty for labor. And for assembly, we definitely recommend at least 2 people assembling the 14i. All right, so checking out the console on the 14i, it has a 14-inch touchscreen that we found to be plenty sufficient to be able to see all of your workout metrics and all of the content, especially if you subscribe to iFit on the screen, which I'm going to get into in a moment. If you are accustomed to a larger screen though, we do recommend checking out like the NordicTrack 2450 or one of the Incline trainers that have a 22 and 32-inch touchscreens that are much larger, but this 14-inch touchscreen is plenty sufficient, and it definitely is easier to see than the NordicTrack EXP 14i that has a 7-inch touchscreen. So with this, you're able to see everything. It does have just a slight amount of adjustability. You can slightly kind of tilt it up and down in order to avoid any overhead glare from lights. It doesn't pivot side to side though, so this does make it a little bit harder. Like if you want to do a mat class with iFit or one of the treadmill bootcamp classes where you're on and off the treadmill, the 1750 and 2450 allow you to be able to pivot the screen side to side, and that just gives you a little bit more range. So just know that you don't have that function with the 14i. It does include these quick touch buttons, which are really, I think, one of my favorite things about a lot of treadmills that we've tested, especially for home use, and especially with NordicTrack, they include quick touch buttons on all of their models. Over here you have your speed, and you have all of the different miles per hour to choose from if you want to jump to a specific increment, because the speed does increase by 0.1 increments. You can go, I could press 5 and 6 and it'll go to 5.6 miles per hour. So this makes it super easy, quick to adjust, great for interval training. You also have a lot of options, almost all for your incline and decline functions. You can quick press 3 and it'll go and incline that deck to 3%. So those just make the overall functionality really seamless, quick and easy to use. You also have your buttons down here. The speakers go plenty loud. It's adjustable on the screen and also here. There also is this fan, which does provide actually a nice amount of air, and you can adjust the amount of airflow. It is positioned kind of low though, and we've noticed, especially for our taller users, I know our tallest reviewer, Matthew, who's 6'5", it isn't really effective. It just kind of hits more of his lower torso area. If you're shorter, you could probably get away with using the fan. If you're taller, know that if you want to cool off, you'll probably have to use your own. This model does have a lot of storage. So you have 2 pockets on either side of the screen for your water bottle, any sort of item that you need. You also have the storage tray below that you can fit kind of any sort of personal item. So that's a nice touch for storage. Plus, we get asked this a lot, it does have a device tray here. So you can put your phone or your tablet here and be able to stream your own thing. If you want to maybe put a magazine or a book, you have a little ledge here to work with to be able to do your own thing. So when you purchase the EXP 14i, you have the option to subscribe to iFit, and iFit comes free for the first month. So this is the full subscription. This is the home screen. iFit offers trainer-led classes. They're led by knowledgeable instructors, and there's really thousands of classes to choose from. The classes are filmed in a studio and also filmed outdoors, and their outdoor classes are really some of our favorites. They're filmed literally in locations on every continent, so you have a wide variety of different terrains to choose from, different landscapes, and really the filmography is beautiful. They do a really great job. And what's great is when you use the 14i with the subscription to iFit, the treadmill will automatically adjust when you're taking class. So if you're in an indoor class or an outdoor class, the resistance for the speed and also the incline and decline will adjust based on the format of the class, based on the instructor's cues and how they intended the class to go. And also if you're in an outdoor class, it will match the terrain. So if you're going up a mountain, that deck will incline. So it gives you that hands-free experience. And as you're going through here, I'm just show you, there's these different classes that you can choose from. Usually on the home page, they give you the recommended workouts, especially based on previous workouts that you've done. The graphics, everything are super clear. You can go in and the navigation. It's pretty intuitive with iFit. You have your search bar up here, so I can go and type in like walking, and it'll pull up all of the walking classes that are options. And then you can also check these different filters to be able to pick out what kind of workout you want to do, how long you want to do them for. So these you can be able, if you're looking for a specific class, this is a really nice option, and the touchscreen is responsive to be able to use really easily. You can just scroll through. You can also, if you don't like trainer-led classes or if you want to take a break from them, you can go into this Create section, which is their Google Map feature. So it'll pull up a map, just kind of defaults to a random location, but as you're going, you can choose whatever location you want over here, and then you can go in. I can like select one spot and select another, and it will automatically create a route. And with this, you're able to just go in and explore places all over the world yourself. And it uses Google Images, so you get different images as you're going through. One thing that we would like to see an improvement on with iFit is the music. So the music right now is just, it's more of a background component in the classes. You have a really feed FM, it's kind of like a radio feature, so you can choose between different genres of music and then be able to listen to a pre-selected playlist. Just kind of plays in the background. We would like to see maybe in the studio classes and the indoor, the music incorporated in, so where the instructor plays the music as they're intended. This can just kind of add a little bit more to the overall energy, but really we recommend checking out the outdoor classes, especially. That is really where iFit shines. And if you don't want to use iFit, you can also still be able to use the 14i. There's a manual mode. There's also onboard workouts that come free without a subscription to iFit. So you have a lot of different training options, but we definitely recommend checking out iFit, at least for that first month, to see if it's for you. All right, so now I'm gonna let you see and hear how the NordicTrack EXP 14i performs. But first, if you're liking this video, give it a like and subscribe to our channel. We create reviews like this for you guys so you can see and hear how treadmills like this one perform before you take them home. We also have a lot of new reviews coming up, so make sure you're subscribed so you can check back in with us. Another thing that I wanted to point out before I get running on this thing is that just with the positioning of the console and the screen and also the deck, that sometimes when we're walking and running and trying to navigate the touch screen, we can just kind of lightly tap with our toes the motor hood. This motor hood is not large and bulky by any means, but do think it is a little bit with the positioning of the screen. It's angled back a little bit, and also with the deck kind of moved a little bit further up. As you get using the 14i though, you definitely get used to this and get used to kind of standing a little bit further back when you're adjusting. So just something to be aware of and something that we noticed. All right, so now I'm gonna let you listen to the motor. I am going to walk at 3 miles per hour to start. And I'm just on a flat incline, so 0% grade. And now I'm gonna pick it up and increase it to 6 miles per hour. Here's 9 miles per hour. All right, now I'm gonna let you listen and see that incline and decline function. So here it is declined at the full -3%. And now I'm going to incline it to the 12% max. So as you can hear, that incline function is just a little bit louder than other models from NordicTrack that we've tested. Also, those back leveling feet, that material just kind of rubs on our mats, so it can make a little bit of noise. So here is Matthew. He is our tallest reviewer at 6'5". Here he is walking at 3 miles per hour. Jogging at 6 miles per hour. And running at 9 miles per hour. Thanks for watching our review of the NordicTrack EXP 14i. We really like that iFit is enabled on the touchscreen with the subscription. It really offers an interactive training experience on the 14i. Plus, this treadmill is suitable for really all levels of use. It has a powerful yet pretty quiet motor. It inclines and declines to offer even more variety with your training. And it automatically adjusts with iFit on the screen, so you can go in and kind of have more of like a hands-free experience. Plus, the cushioning is really forgiving on your joints, so it can help prevent any discomfort in your joints when you're running. A few things to keep in mind is that it does just have a 300-pound weight capacity, so users up to that size should be able to get a lot of use, but users over that limit are going to want to check out other treadmill models. The fan is also positioned a little bit lower, especially if you're a taller user, and the incline feature is a little bit louder than other treadmills we've tested, but overall we do feel like the 14i is appropriate for pretty much any space. You can head to treadmillreviewguru.com to learn more about the EXP 14i, and you can check the link in our description for current pricing. And if you like this video and find it helpful, give it a like and subscribe to our channel. We create content and reviews like this so you know how treadmills perform before you take them home. I'm Sydney with Treadmill Review Guru. I'll see you next time.